All right, we are live. I wanted to jump on for a brief moment and go back over some of the reading of the wall based on what has happened and what is happening. So, I did want to. I want to show you. I revealed the two paintings or drawings, the pieces on the first, so 2 days ago, and I'll just open them. These two. So these are the two pieces. Oh, you know what? Sorry for the messing it up. All right, I'll just have to keep it like that. Now the two pieces that I just finished. One goes right there, and the other one way down here. And this one talked about the something happened with crypto. So it's through the moon is what it's called. So something's through this door, and I'm hoping good things. But for the moment, it's looking like crypto's not going away. It's just I think something's happening, and that's where I've gotten into. If you want to look at the other videos about what's happening with crypto, if I take away these chapters, I can show you where we are in that area as well. So, chapter 3 and 4. So 3 is the revolution, and we're in it till 2024, and then chapter 5 is the rebuild. And that takes us into 2027, and then that one is the final exam, which is will be on the top. This will all fold together. So I'm able to do some prophecy reading based on where we are in the storyline, and then where it's going into as we go. So this is where we are currently, and as I was drawing that other one. As I've been drawing this whole area, they come in. They're all pieced out. So each one is a separate, and I draw them through the month, through the month. So this one, the one that I just finished, that I showed you, this will be really ugly looking because it's very small, but it's this one right here. Through the moon, it goes into what's going on with crypto, with the crypto kings, kind of showing that. That Bitcoin might be losing its throne, and then I thought it was his throne to Ethereum, and then lo and behold, it's kind of getting blown away right here, and as I was stating in the other ones, there is this rebuild, which is interesting because it goes into chapter 4, which is the rebuild. So that's a good thing. There's a few scary things, and I won't get it to that far because there's the thing I want to talk about today is this area right here. Now, if you saw the other video I made, it talked about this wave, this piece of the wave right here. This one's called electrolyzers. So it talks about the green hydrogen that's going to be needed for us to be to have any chance for sustainability, or as I call it, stability. I don't think we should be calling it sustainability anymore. It's more about stabilizing. But the term may stick someday. But I thought, because of this, see this big bomb right here, this big explosion. First, it worried me about a climate change. I don't know if it was methane is going to be worse than we thought, but this is all happening right now. So then I was thinking, okay, well, since this one was done last month and it was all about methane, that crypto and methane are going to start butting heads because the need of energy for both of them is so immense. But I know Ethereum is moving to proof of stake, which they're supposed to happen next quarter or second quarter of this year, actually. But I don't know. I see some issues with that. I don't know why, but and so basically that was my assumption that was what this thing was talking about. The kind of a slap in the face to crypto while we figure out this green hydrogen, because we need to use energy to make the green hydrogen, and we want to use renewable energy to make it. But this is more sinister. And there's two levels of evil here. I'm hoping it's not the worst case scenario, and it might not be, because this piece right here that was completed. This was the other one that was completed last month, or for last month, so it just got revealed. This talks about what's going on with Ukraine, and how China might take advantage of what's going on right now, and they've been trying to use their digital yuan to have some supremacy over digital currency. That's why they've banned Bitcoin. But it's basically, it's a warning. These poisonous frogs are a warning of us moving into the metaverse, having the same basically ignorance, and these red frogs are trying to warn us. But it's more about getting into this new wave of technology with the same, the way we're treating our fears and differences the same way, and it's just going to get worse because it's going to be digitized. So after that, I haven't gone any further, because it stops. Whoops, yeah, it stops right here, and I haven't really read much up here what's going on. I mean, we're going into right here the how our societies is these thought bubbles are basically, we're getting siloed into our little tribes, and then all these conspiracy theories, conspiracy right here, and it's getting digitized, and the green that's getting affected by by our actions is obviously our planet, and there's not much green, but it's still growing. So anyway, the point is, there was not any nuclear issue I was worried about right here, and then it's not fading away. It's still in this, we're still the white clouds, which represented, this is where COVID hit, kind of spreading into the conspiracy theories up here, but also down to the bottom with the vaccines over here, and then getting into the crypto area right here. That's where the climate change is really wreaking havoc, and we're trying to figure that out. And that's what I thought right here. That's why I was like, okay, it's climate change. It's either something really bad about methane, or okay, now it's the green hydrogen having a conflict with crypto, and it still could be. This is why this explosion's so big. Without me having to really say it, obviously this explosion could mean there could be a World War III with the threat of nuclear war, and if anyone's going to do it, that's Putin right now, and this is the current situation. So it's a little scary. There are balloons forming, but if you saw my other videos, balloons don't always mean a good thing. It means being naive, and that might coincide with the frogs up in the other area. So whether it's a real nuclear bomb or the threat of it is obviously not just going to screw up crypto or where we are right here in this area, but obviously markets and everything else. I mean, if there really is one, I mean, it's going to do a lot worse than that. So the only thing that I see, the main reason that this is going to affect crypto so bad is because we can stop the banks from working with Putin. So we've already done that, and it's a international thing that we're doing. I'm sure you've heard about it, but Coinbase and some other exchanges, they said they will not do any banning because that defeats what crypto is about. So in my eyes, that's a red flag for especially the U.S. to say, well, we got to start putting restrictions on crypto, and that is where I see the burning of the blockchain. We're getting this explosion right here. We're going to have some melting blockheads. Now, this could be nuclear fallout. I mean, look at that area. That is scary. I mean, that is really scary. But if we can, let me get back. Oh, let me turn this one off too. It does show a rebuild, but I think it's looking pretty slow, like almost pieced. So that explosion is really lasting all the way up here, and then if you see up to this area, we've got that's a skull head, and these have been drawn for, I mean, this piece even the past year. So it's been telling me something. I've been looking at skull head, kind of worried about it, and that's going into chapter 4. So it'll be after 2024. But what's starting that is this right here, this little explosion, this big explosion, and the effects it's having on the blockchain. It's not showing. I mean, there's not really anything in here showing stock market. That blockchain might represent the market, and it's a mess right here for a few years, and that's I hate to say it, but that's what I'm reading. And so whether it is a real nuclear bomb or just a huge blow to crypto because of the fact that Putin's able to fund his army and keep going and not be sanctioned because these exchanges decided they don't want to sanction him. And I don't know. That's not a good move on crypto's part. I know I'm all about the decentralization and not being able to mess with the currency, any foreign government, but that has not the case when all these governments and countries are working together to stop this from happening, and then you got crypto going against that. I think it's a big mistake, and that's what this shit bomb is right here. I hope that's all it is. It's not a real nuclear bomb, but I didn't know why I was drawing these guys. To be honest, I had no idea. I've been working on this one for 2 months, so I'll work on like 4 at a time. But the one that's done that month is the one that's completed. And I drew these guys a while ago, and I've cleaned them up during the month. That's how it works, because you can zoom all the way in and get you can get really detailed. So what's happening here? This could be nuclear fallout. This could be some type of preparation that we're getting warned of right now. And so those guys are right there, right underneath this explosion. We're literally right at the edge of this thing happening. So whether it is a real nuclear bomb or the fallout of crypto because of what's happening, not only to the markets, but that they won't sanction Putin because they don't think that's what crypto is about. That's wrong. Crypto is working with everybody, and it's not one government saying you need to sanction. It's all these countries saying, yeah, we're going to sanction. We're going to sanction Putin. We're going to cut off his money supply, and now you have crypto giving him that money supply, and that's just a bad idea. So we're in a shit bomb right now, and like I said, I hope it's not the big one. But whatever the case, just be worried, be concerned. Don't be worried, be ready. And I don't know, maybe sell more. I got mostly out of crypto from my last when I saw this the first time when this was forming, and I called it again. So I hesitate to share these because I don't want to be wrong, but at the same time, when I don't share them, and I'm right, I'm like, well, I could have shared that. So take it with a grain of salt, but it's something's gonna happen, and it's big. It's not pretty, and it's gonna last for a little while, and I don't know. There's a lot of fallout right here. There's some building. We've got this right here, which is it's showing that the anytime you see the yokes, it's innovation and trying, like, breaking the yoke, and we had a lot of that way back here after this first wave of technology. So if you remember, chapter 1 right here was when climate change really took center stage. There was the People's Climate March. It kind of ushered in the 2013 is when this started. So from about 2013, and then this wave of technology, this exponential growth that everyone started talking about, and the 3D systems and all these big companies that went from deception, no one really paid attention, to disruptive. And that's when you got this big yoke. If you know the yoke that comes from up here is broken, comes all the way down. All this new technology was happening, and then right here, COVID hit, and you've got this explosion of just these are some crazy ones. If you go back, and each one has a story and a meaning, and remember, they're all separated. They all get worked on one at a time. This one even goes into the when they attacked the Capitol. This one's a really cool one to zoom into. If I had the bigger version, this is a very small version because remember, this thing's 50 feet tall, so I have to use the small version to show you the full piece. But a lot of crypto. All right, I'm sorry. COVID happening right here, all through here, and then it gets into all the conspiracy theories. Here's, this is Zuckerberg making his metaverse, but as you know, he didn't even say anything about that till this year. Well, end of last year, I think, and I had done that months and months before that. So it's kind of weird. It's telling me what's happening, so I want to start sharing them more and more with you, and that's what I'm doing today. And I figured this would be the most important one to share. Right here, this explosion. So fingers crossed, but I don't know. Prepare. I got friends that I know well they're level-headed, and they're talking about taking money out, cash out of the bank, because they're worried not just about the nuclear war or the issue of cryptocurrency, but the cyber attacks that could easily happen to our financial system. And if that happens, you could wipe out ones and zeros in a second. So I don't know. I've got money prepared to take out. Put it in my checking. I haven't done it yet, but I don't get charged or anything, so I just need to do it, and just in case. So might be a good thing to do. Always good to be prepared, and use what you've learned to help yourself and others in these crazy times, in these trying times. So anyway, that is it. I wanted to come on and give the dire warning of what the prophecy is telling us. So fingers crossed, it's one of the lesser evils, but something's happening. All right, you guys have a good one, and we'll talk again soon.